excellent language, English, I still want to explain you that I am very honored to be in your society. For me, it is especially have a special price because my childhood, my life in average ages was in very difficult, very awful condition in Russia. My father was persecuted and was 10 years in labor camp. My mother did everything to educate me. And I learned from her what we can do for our children. And we did everything what I could. I work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. I work in aircraft business. And I had this opportunity to work how much I wanted. And I work to give opportunity to my son, to my family. And of course to Jewish society. I paid them back for how they accept us, what they did when we come first time in United States. They support us, not just by money. They support by their soul, by environment what they create for us. It was difficult, incredible time for us. We come here without anything, and we achieve everything what only dream can imagine. But right now, it is different condition. Right now, it is condition where my soul on the highest level. It is not just something what I possess. It is something what put me in heaven, high, more close to our God. And I'm so grateful to you that you honor my son, that you honor my presence just by your presence. I wish for you happiness, for all your families. I wish that your kids was same successful like my boy. I cannot explain how I love him. I just want that you love as much as possible your kids and do everything what you can for your kids, because you will get back so great happiness what you could not even imagine and explain. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Children, grandchildren.
Okay, thank you for being us. I'm glad that you came. I appreciate it.
Keep it up.
You rested in the lights.
Wasn't sure. Wasn't sure. You know, wasn't sure. In many ways, there's Rabbi Black from San Antonio who has been the Rav for a while and got to know Igor and had a hashpah and had an influence on Igor. And we want to ask him to say a few words to cover the simcha.
Chaim l'chaim. Thank you for this brief opportunity. You can continue eating. At first, I would just like to, for a moment, Peschim b'chvei d'achsanya, and to give an incredible akaras hatev to Or Sameach, to all the Rosh Yeshivas, Magidim, Chaverim, Chavrusas of Igor, for instilling in Igor such a love of learning and such a geschmack in Ashtikl Gemara. I stand in a very unique, from a very unique vantage point, that I had the schus of overseeing Igor's bar mitzvah in San Antonio. And Igor was from the first bar mitzvahs that we had in our shul. His family had come from Russia, and I sat with him, and we learned the Haftarah. And Igor was one of the few that continued learning even after his bar mitzvah. And I can appreciate what you are seeing in front of you, because I know where he comes from, and I've been his dear friend for many, many years, and I'm able to see and appreciate the miracle of Igor's appreciation of Torah, of his commitment to Yiddishkeit, etc. And so I thank and express hakaras hatov to all of you here who have given Igor a home and set him on the path for the rest of his life. And to Igor's father, Leonid, and his wife Zina, and their extended family spent many, many holidays with us. From the first group, when we came to San Antonio in 1985, Leonid and Zina and Igor were one of the first people that we met, came together for a Purim party at the JCC, and the rest is history, of course. But what really comes, what is so meaningful, is that B'Hashgacha Pratis, the Masechta that Igor chose to learn without knowing the end, was Maseches Makkos, that talks about Rabbi Akiva and his dialogue with his Chaverim, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, Rabbi Gamliel, Rabbi Yeshua. And I can't help but see the Hashgacha Pratis, because indeed Rabbi Akiva also didn't learn Torah for the first part of his life. And it was Rabbi Akiva's incredible faith to see good in everything that spurred him to become who he became. And as I was speaking to Igor just a few minutes ago, this story, this scene of the incredible Kibud Avoim that we've experienced reminds me of the story of Reb Elazar ben Hurkinus. And we are having a reenactment of that story in our own time. And so I extend our brachas on behalf of everyone in San Antonio who couldn't be here today, to Igor, to Leonid, that this should be a Pula Nimshachas, and Igor should go Mechayel al Choyel, learn many more Masechtas, and be a inspiration for all of us, because we can sit around this table and we can learn something from Igor's commitment, from his dedication, from his Kibud Avoim, and indeed from his inner self-discipline. So Akasha Freilich and Pesach to everyone, And thank you for these couple of moments.
You look too young to be officiated with his bar mitzvah.
You get the prize for...
Look at that. Certainly a great courage for us here in Or Sameach to have with us today Rav Keller, who's one of the prominent Rosh Yeshiva in America, who certainly has to his credit many hundreds, if not thousands, of people that he taught and he inspired with Divrei Torah over the years. He's a nationally known figure in the Torah world, and he also has had. It seems that Igor chooses his friends very, very well, and his mentors very, very well. But just looking around the table to see who's here. He is a big connoisseur. In Yiddish, you call it a Feinschmecker, it's called in Yiddish. He's a connoisseur of who he chooses. And he certainly is one in having chosen Rabbi Keller as not only a mentor, but I believe a personal teacher also. And it's a covet for us to have Rabbi Keller to say a few words.
It's very hard for me to adequately express the very, very deep feelings I have at this Simchas Siyum. You know, people say Mazel Tov and Siman Tov and Mazel Tov, and it's Yadua. I always tell everybody, I don't say Mazel Tov to somebody who finished a Masechta. It's not a Mazel Zach. It's not a Mazel. It's a Yasher Koyach. It takes Koyach. It takes Yagi. It takes a lot of work. The person has to apply himself. You don't finish a Masechta from Mazel. It's not a Mazel Zach. Mazel Tov I'll give to the father. A Mazel Tov on your birthday, but a Mazel Tov that you have such a son. That's a Mazel. That's a Mazel. What?
But part of my is here.
What?
Part of me is here.
Yeah. Right. Baruch Hashem. It's also very nisragish when Igor was saying